our organization has come up with education of the people, because if you can go to schools, if you can go to communities and educate the people, both young and old, one, the children should be taught on the need for them to stay away from drugs from childhood.
Welcome to another edition of The Conversation on Reflector Television. On this edition, we engage Dr. Emmanuel, State Coordinator of the Advocacy Against Drug Abuse and Rehabilitation Initiative in Bayelsa State. He spoke on the efforts of his initiative to mop out those affected by drug abuse. Enjoy.
We have less number of persons to influence the others. Those are some of the areas. And not only doing that, as we mop them up, we engage them meaningfully by giving them non-formal skills and also focus on agriculture. I'm Dr. Emmanuel. I'm the State Coordinator, Vice State Coordinator, Advocacy Against Drug Abuse, Rehabilitation Awareness Initiative. His Royal Majesty, the Chairman of the Bayelsa State Tribal Arts Council, actually hinged on the need for us to be more preventive in our approach than going for rehabilitation. From his view, it is a good thing that we rehabilitate those who are affected or addicted, but the focus should be on preventing the smuggling of drugs into the country, into the states, illicit drugs, which our youths are exposed to. Because if we can cut off that chain, then less number of persons will be affected by drug abuse because of the non-availability of access to the substances. That was what he was talking about. Basically, is to enlighten the people, the population, educate the people on the need for us to be drug-free, what measures to take to stay away from drugs, and also to educate the population of the needs for them to know that there are places where they can get help once anybody is addicted. Because a lot of persons in the states do not know that there are rehabilitation centers, or even that there are certain steps you need to take when you have somebody that is affected. Our own initiative is to engage the communities. It's community-based. It's unlike some other organizations that focus on enlightenment alone. This time around, we are going more practical in the sense that we are going to, after rehabilitation, engage the youths meaningfully, and it's going to be in the form of agricultural activities and other non-formal skills, help themselves and also improve the economy of the country. The issue of drug abuse in Bayelsa State is a very serious one. Like His Majesty said, we need to tackle the issue from the roots. It is so serious in Bayelsa that there seems not to be control of the problem. Though the agencies responsible, much as they try to do that, seem to have issues with, will I say, mobilization, or I think they are not well equipped to fight the scourge, because the ability to move from one part of the state to another, talking about the rural areas, is difficult. They don't have adequate number of boats to fly the waterways, and where there are vehicles, where are the roads? So that is a major problem that's affecting the security agencies, and that is why we also have to augment their effort by educating the people so that they don't fall into the trap of addiction and drug abuse. It's a serious problem affecting the people of Bayelsa State, in the sense that our children, our youths, have lost control. Parents no longer can discipline their children. Children no longer listen to their parents. There is no more issue of morals. And that is why you see that in some communities, some people are leaving, because the boys who abuse drugs, who are having mental problems, are now in charge of most of the communities. And what follows drug abuse? You will definitely going to have criminal tendencies. So there'll be so much cases of armed robbery. You have cases of one killing the other, and also demotivation. So the unemployment rate will rather increase. But whether that is one of the causes, but because of the subsequent, the continuous use of substances, they are highly motivated, not interested in doing anything, and that increases the number of people who are idle, and crime rate increases because they want to have what they have not worked for. Prevention of drugs from entering the state is basically the function of the security agencies such as the NDLEA, the police, and the customs. Exactly what His Majesty enumerated. But I think that that is becoming a problem in the sense that, one, probably they are not well funded, or the people who are peddling drugs are becoming stronger than they are in terms of their tools. So that is an area that the government has to look into. How do we increase the funding of these agencies, and also ensuring that the money that goes to them is properly utilized, such that they have the tools, and also you make use of the tools in the right direction. Because it's one thing to have agencies, it's another thing to see that these agencies are doing what they're supposed to do. Or are there some form of compromise on the part of the agencies? That is also one speculation that we have. Individuals, our organization has come up with education of the people. Because if you can go to schools, if you can go to communities and educate the people, both young and old, one, the children should be taught on the need for them to stay away from drugs from childhood. Then parents should also instill discipline in their homes. In the schools, teachers should set their eyes on the pupils, and also they should also be allowed, very important, teachers should be allowed to discipline children, because if that is taken away, there is no way the children will not do whatever they like in the schools, and we cannot have that control. Secondly, we are trying to also mop out the ones that affected, those who are addicted. We have to take them out of the streets so that we have less number of persons to influence the others. Those are some of the areas. And not only doing that, as we mop them up, we engage them meaningfully by giving them non-formal skills and also focus on agriculture. Those are some of the steps we are taking to reduce the burden.